But for now, allow me to set the scene. I sense that we're all operating in a time of change, and there's a number of complex issues which are having a massive bearing on how we will be required to engage over the months and years ahead. We have a new government, a new minister, and a new DCLG Community Secretary in Greg Clark, and we look forward to seeing how that relationship builds and how policy will develop in the future. And regrettably, of course, we remain in a period of unstable industrial relations, and there's certainly a degree of uncertainty across the public sector at the moment. And I suppose with that, it places that question before us. How will we all find ways to operate within shrinking budgets and ever-changing risks and demands? And I'm certain that our speakers will focus on this and will provide their own useful insights. For me, I've championed for some time a broader and much deeper role for Fire and Rescue Service, and I'm really quite excited about the progress CFOA has made over a range of issues, but more recently with the closer relationship we're building with health and improving health outcomes for people. And I think we're going to add so much more public and social value as a result. And I think specifically this will set us up in a position of strength so that we can react to a range of challenges such as those that health and social care integration will bring. And it will help us understand the complex needs of those who are most at risk within our communities. And I think it will enable us in some way to remove the duplication which is so often associated with community safety and community safety engagement. Now, there are quite a few who share my own passion and views, and I'm delighted to say that we're joined by a number of them today. Peter O'Reilly and Mark Cashin are both presenting and will no doubt offer their own particular views on these matters and describe the work they're doing on behalf of the UK Fire and Rescue Service. And there's no doubt that we are in a period of change. And you know, tough times need tough decisions. And I hope that we're going to challenge our thinking over the course of the next couple of days. I feel that communities and citizens will demand much more focused interventions as a result of their changing needs. And this will inevitably influence the way we deploy and brigade our resources. And we should do this in harness with other organisations. Reform doesn't always need to be about restructuring. It can be about how we work together. And I think that's something that we have a keen aspiration on within CFOA. And I think that building better and stronger associations with capable and willing partners will be key to this. Perhaps a new relationship where 5 will be commissioned or requested to undertake a broader range of value-adding roles. And so perhaps the time is right for the association to challenge the UK Fire and Rescue Service and its members. Perhaps there's a few questions we can pose and tease out over the course of the next 2 days. Where can we work beyond our natural boundaries in order to add the value that I'm talking about? Do we fully understand the complexion of people and places at risk? And if so, how do we share that information so that we can make very intelligent and informed deployments which exploit the totality of community safety patterns? And what's our position in regard to assistive technologies? What's our position in regards to technology in general? And how are we planning to exploit that? What's our view on developing domestic fire alarm standards? Do they remain fit for purpose? And is there much more that we can ask of government in that regard? And finally, what did we do to achieve consistency across the UK? And by that I don't mean that we all must do the same things, but how do we create the local conditions to do what's right for local people?